One of the things that I'm passionate about and think a lot about is how do you make scientific tools available to a broader group of people. Paperfuge is something that a healthcare worker or a doctor or even a volunteer could be trained to use and be in the middle of nowhere and still provide a diagnostics that is actually essential. The idea really originates from the field. It was one of those trips I distinctly remember to Uganda. And on one of the visits to a primary healthcare clinic, I made a realization that a very important tool that's used in medical science, which is a centrifuge, was being used as a doorstop. And it was a little, it was funny 1 second, but quite ironic because we were in the middle of nowhere with patients with terrible infectious diseases needing a lot of help, and here is a scientific tool being used as a doorstop. And then later on I realized that there was no electricity, neither in that hospital or the primary health center, nor in that entire region. And so having an electrical equipment that is important and necessary for diagnosis just sitting there means nothing. That was the spark of an idea to see, we need to tackle this problem. We need to think about a completely different way to solve this problem. I've been interested in toys and wacky things all my life. It kind of stuck in my head that there are a lot of spinning toys out there. You know, as a kid, we've all played with some yo-yos. So I started thinking hard about yo-yos, asking a question: what is the fundamental limit that you can spin a yo-yo? How fast? But we actually figured out some of the physics of yo-yos to see, could we use them to spin biological samples? Now that was not enough because yo-yos technically cannot go fast enough because of just laws of physics. We took a step back and then we started thinking about all possible toys that spin. We went through, spinning tops, these gyroscopes, and out of all that search, we stumbled upon this toy called the whirligig, which happens to be a very ancient toy, actually, in fact, the oldest toy in history of mankind. And one of the fascinating things about it was, although this is a toy that's sitting in front of our eyes, nobody actually understood how it worked. And much of the design work was actually done just purely doing pencil and paper and mathematics to be able to optimize this tool to say, what is the fastest spinning object we could make with human power? And that's what led to Paperfuge, which now at this point is the world's fastest spinning object with human power. We have the world record for it. It allowed us to build an extremely simple 20 cents of materials into an object that actually separates out blood samples, separate out disease samples. Within 30 seconds, we can separate plasma from whole blood. We can separate malaria parasites. We can separate many different types of pathogens that are found commonly in blood, urine, and stool. And then that separation allows us to be able to detect them using different sets of tools. So I kind of think myself as a designer for toothbrushes and pencils, something that is so simple, so available to people, but still solves an incredibly important need in society. So that's Paperfuge.